Good morning. So yesterday, at least 8 or 9 people sent me messages about Lester Longhorn's video. And people were tagging me in his video, and I was like, what is this about? So I went and looked. So the video was where Coghill had sent Lester some t-shirts, and then he tried them on and did a fashion show with his t-shirts. And people were messaging me on Facebook, and they were like, Judy, you need to get in on this. And I was like, I don't even know Lester, but you know, I can tell he's lots of fun, and I know Jason's a lot of fun because I know Jason. So challenge is on. It's Monday, okay? It's Monday. And I was sitting here thinking about mine and your relationship. And I was like, you know, I'm fairly new to YouTube. You know, the people on Facebook, they know me well. But the people on YouTube, they don't really know me that well. So I feel like y'all need to see a side of me that you've never seen. So let me give you a little background first. When I was in first grade, I was on stage. I was 5 years old, okay? Or maybe I was kindergarten. No, I was in first grade. I was in first grade, and I was in a gong show. And if you're younger than 52, you don't know what the gong show is. So let me explain. The gong show is a talent show. And so what you do is you do your talent, and if your talent is terrible, they gong you. So they take this little thing and they hit it and they gong you, and then you have to stop your talent immediately. Well, my mother had me in dance from the time I was a really small kid. So in first grade, I entered the gong show, and I actually won. So mom would always have me, I was in beauty pageants, never won, but I was in beauty pageants. But every dance competition that I ever entered, I was always pretty much like in the top 3. So I always have performed, been on stage, danced in front of people. It was just a passion of mine. So in high school, I tried out for the dance line, and I made it. So I danced in high school on the dance line. And my senior year, I was the head valorette. Valorette is high stepper. So I was head valorette my senior year. So my senior year at dance competition, I entered to the dance competition, and I actually won. And I won a spot in the Macy's parade in New York City. I never got to go because I had a single mom, and she couldn't afford for me to go to New York. I was really sad because I got the opportunity to go and never got to dance in the parade. But soon afterwards, I entered a dance competition, and I won that dance competition. And I got to dance with Janet Jackson's choreographer. And that was one of the greatest times of my life, was to be able to dance with Barry Latham, Janet Jackson's choreographer. So another competition that I entered was a teen dance club. They had a competition, and they formed a teen dance members. And what happened was the teen dance club was on TV every Saturday morning. I don't know. It was just something they did back in the day. But before they put the teen dance club live on TV, there was a dance team that performed every single Saturday morning. And your Aunt Judy was on that dance team. So every Saturday morning, I was on TV live dancing with a group of people before the teen dance went live on TV. So we had practices every single day to perform routines to dance every time on TV live every Saturday morning. That was so much fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So as I got older, the dancing kind of had to stop because like I'm too old for dance competitions, right? And I never pursued my dream of dance. I don't really know why. My parents never really encouraged it. For me to follow my dreams. I guess because dance is kind of a dead end, you know, like you don't really make a lot of money. You can't make a career in dance. So my parents never really encouraged me to pursue that dream of mine because they felt like it was a dead end. So next up was the closest thing to dance. I became an aerobic instructor. I was an aerobic instructor for roughly about 28 years. I taught aerobics when my kids were young, and it was always a second job. It wasn't really a primary job, but it was so much fun. And I'll just give you one example. I was 9 months pregnant teaching aerobics at 6 o'clock in the morning before work at 9, and I didn't even tell you, it was step aerobics. 9 months pregnant, big old belly, and teaching step aerobics at 6 o'clock in the morning. Needless to say, I was pretty dedicated to dance. I've always been a little entrepreneur, and so with my aerobic experience, I ended up becoming the aerobic director at Gold's Gym, and I was the aerobic director for over 10 years. Being an aerobic director, what I would do is I would do all the hiring, I would do all the training to teach people how to teach aerobics and how to get certified, and it was a lot of fun. I met some really good friends during that process, and I had probably about 15 certifications. So I taught yoga, I taught resistable, I taught kickboxing, spinning, Zumba, step aerobics. What am I leaving out? I went through Pilates. I taught prenatal yoga at a hospital. I had a stroller class. So when moms would have their babies for the first time, we would do a stroller class where we'd hold the stroller and we would do squats. So I had a stroller class that I taught at Brookwood Hospital. I also taught arthritic classes is what it's called, fibromyalgia classes. So I was pretty diverse in the aerobic industry. I ended up becoming a personal trainer, and I personal trained at a lot of individual gyms and churches that had gyms. That was a lot of fun, but my passion was more for teaching aerobics than it was for personal training. I didn't enjoy it quite as much. And when I lived in South Alabama, I started an aerobic class called Stapleton Fitness, and it was where a group of women would come and meet twice a week and do aerobics, and that was a lot of fun. So needless to say, I'm pretty diverse when it comes to dancing and teaching aerobics, and I will say that I feel like I have some pretty good rhythm. I feel like that even though I'm 52 years old and I probably don't have it quite as much as I used to, because now, like, when I dance, I have to have like 45 minutes of recovery time because I'm out of breath. But the love of dance, the love of performing, the love of being on stage has never left me, even though I'm 52 years old. So sometimes when people come to my farm, they're like, you know, what does dance have to do with farm? It's just me. It's just who I am. Dance is my background. It's all I know. Like, it's my strength. And so I love to dance. And so the thought of dancing in my farm, I do that often because that's what I love. So majority of my animals are named after songs because oftentimes I get my music and I go into the farm and I'm like, and he's bad, you know, Leroy Brown. That, like Leroy Brown, I play it for him and dance for him. Rio is a song. Boyfriend is a song. Naturally, when I have field trips, I dance with the kids. They come and they dance with their Aunt Judy every single time. And it's a memory that they can take with them because I get them out of their comfort zone and we dance together and we have so much fun. So there you go. Those are some little facts about me that now you know. So you know where my love of dance and my passions come from. So yesterday, Lester, Longhorn Lester, is that what he's called? I don't even know because I don't know him that well. But so many of you messaged me and said, Judy, you and Lester and Coghill, Jason, should have a dance-off. And all I kept thinking was, they don't want none of this. They don't want none of this. That's all I kept thinking about. Because I'm pretty sure I have decades of age on them. They're a lot younger than me. But I feel like I still kind of have it in me. So, Lester and Jason, if you're watching this, I just want to let you know that I would take on a dance challenge. So any of you that want to send me a t-shirt and let me have a dance off, I'll be glad to give our followers a good show. So Lester, if you want to send your Aunt Judy a t-shirt, or Jason and Brooke, if you want to send me a t-shirt, I'll be glad to show you what I got in me. I'm here to tell you now, just because I got wrinkles and I'm a lot older than y'all, doesn't mean I can't give a good dance off. So your Aunt Judy's gonna be looking in the mail for some t-shirts, okay? So any of you that want to send me some t-shirts for me to do a fashion show, to show you what I have and what I've got in me, all you have to do is Google Sneed's Farmhouse. My address is on there. Send me some t-shirts, and when I get a couple of t-shirts, I'll show you what your Aunt Judy's got in her. I'll just say that Jason and Lester, they have got some rhythm. So I do have a challenge up against me. I do. And the fact that they're a lot younger than me is a challenge as well, like I said. But you know what? I'm willing to take on this challenge. So, if you know them and you want me to do a fashion show of their t-shirts, all you have to do is message them, give them my address, tell them to send me a couple t-shirts, and Sneed's Farmhouse will show you what she has in her, even though she's 52. There's nothing better than a bunch of good laugh and fun. You know, if you're going to have a farm and you're going to have a YouTube channel, we got to have fun, right? We got to have fun. And this is a way for us to give back and support each other and show us what we got. You know, it ain't all about farming. It's about the little jig that we got in us too. And I'll be glad to give a dance off. The challenge is on. I'll tell you something. Guess what else I used to do? I used to clog. I used to tap dance. I used to tear up some clog shoes. I was on a clog heel. I was on a clog dance team. Yeah, sure was. How about them apples? Mom even had me in square dance, okay? Y'all, I know what a yellow rock is. Do you know what a yellow rock is? If you don't know what a yellow rock is, you need to look it up. In square dancing, there's something called a yellow rock. And I even know what a yellow rock is. So again, when I get, let's just say 5 t-shirts. When I get 5 t-shirts from you guys, and you know what? It don't have to be from Lester and Coghill, okay? When I get 5 t-shirts from followers, I'll show you what I got, okay? I'll show you what 52 years of dance looks like. So I'm looking forward to getting mail from the mailman, and challenges on. So if you don't subscribe to my page, you should subscribe now. Now's your chance to subscribe to my page so I can show you what this girl's got in her. I'll see you next time.